Okay, we'll start with the computer language, which already we have started with the last lecture. Okay, so in the computer language, we have seen that what are the different types of languages we have in the computer language. So we have started with the classification. We have seen the machine language. So computer language. So in the computer language, we have machine language. The second one is assembly language. And the third one is high level language. So as if you are understanding these different types of language, we'll be able to understand that how we are programming and how the instructions are getting executed in 8086. Okay, so machine language, I think we have started with the machine language. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Ha,
Sir.
ha. So we have started with the machine language. I have told you what do you mean by machine language. Now we are going to understand the advantages and disadvantages or the limitations of the machine language. Okay, but before going to that, just let me briefly explain you what do you mean by the machine language. Okay, I will just revise what do you mean by machine language. So the machine language is the language which is understood by the computer. For example, whatever the instructions have that will be understood by the computer in the form of ones and zeros. That will be understood by the computer machine in the form of ones zeros. So I have told you this is my computer. Okay, in the computer you have a CPU. So you know that CPU is a particular unit which is responsible to carry out the execution of the instructions. So whatever the execution of the instructions we are doing, that is in the form of ones and zeros. Okay, so as a user, मैंने बताया था कि as a user, if I am sitting here and on the keyboard I am typing the instructions, I am typing the code. Now I do not know ones and zeros. मुझे पता नहीं. But whatever I am writing down in any of the language, it might be C language, C++, whatever the language I know that is getting converted in the form of one zeros, and this one and zeros will be understood by the computer, and depending upon that the processing will be done. Depending upon that the processing will be done. Okay, so in the machine language, ultimately I am having ones and zeros. अब इसका ये भी है कि if I'm using the machine language, okay, that means I'm using binaries, ones and zeros. So these are the format used by the machine language. Okay, now ultimately I do not know ones and zeros, so whatever the code I'm writing down, C++, Java, and many other things. So these are the languages which are known to the user. Okay, so there has to be something. So what should be there? There should be translator. There should be a translator which will convert the language which you are writing down on the keyboard, that has to be converted into ones and zeros. So ultimately my goal is that there should be a translator which will convert the user language into the machine language. The user language into the machine language. For example, if a Chinese person is visiting in India and I do not know Chinese and that person doesn't know Marathi, so actually I required some interpreter or the translator which will convert Chinese to Marathi and vice versa. Okay, so similarly I required some translator. So today we'll see which are the different translators we have which will convert our user language into the machine language. So the ultimate goal is to get machine language. That is binaries, ones and zeros. So in the machine language, I have told you we have a format. That format is we have opcode. Followed by operand. Opcode followed by operand. Opcode is called as operational code. OP stands for operation code. So what type of operation you want that your machine should execute, your computer should execute, that is called as opcode. Followed by operand. Operand is the address or the location. It gives you the address or the location of the data which you want to process. And where is your data? That data is available in the memory. That data is available in the memory. Okay, I have already told you there are different locations we have, and the addresses are giving, for example, 000 to 111 or FFF. This is the example I have given to you. So my data is available here. Suppose it is A, and the other data is available here. Okay, and if I want to do the addition of these two numbers, A and B, then your addition is written, the operation add is written under the opcode, and the operand, that is your data, the data जहाँ पे है वो location is written in the operand, that is written in the operand. Okay, so operation and the location, okay. Now here the opcode tells the computer which operation to perform from the instruction set. Okay, so whatever the instruction I'm giving, that instruction is in the form of ones and zeros. So for example, मैंने आपको बताया था, for example, अगर add मुझे करना है, if I want to do addition, अगर मुझे add करना है, for example, add is by default given by binary 0 0. If I want to subtract is given as 0 1. Then division is given by suppose 1 0. Okay, and multiplication is given by 1 1. Okay, so अगर मुझे addition करना है, so if I want to do the addition, your opcode will have 0 0. Your opcode will have 0 0. Okay, and for example, आपका अगर A है at the memory address 0 1 0. Okay, and suppose आपका B यहाँ पे है, that is suppose 0 1 1. So I want to do the addition of A and B. So I should write down the location of A as 0 1 0 and location of B as 0 1 1. So this is your total instruction. और ये instruction बताता है कि I want to add A and B. I want to add A and B. लेकिन whether it is possible to remember all these opcodes and operands for the user? No, it is not possible. Okay. It is not possible. This will only help to the computer or the machine to carry out the operation. Okay, so this is just an example I have given, that addition का मतलब है 0 0, subtraction का मतलब है 0 1. So if I ask you, tell me the opcode for addition, you may say it is 0 0. Now even this is depending upon different computers. एक कंप्यूटर के लिए 0 0 का मतलब एडिशन हो सकता है, दूसरे कंप्यूटर के लिए 0 0 का मतलब सब्ट्रैक्शन होता है. It might happen depending upon machine to machine. Your opcode may vary depending upon what operation you are doing. Okay, so what I mean to say that becomes one of the limitations in the machine language, that it is dependent upon computer to computer. It depends upon computer to computer. Okay, so opcode and operand, these are the two important things we should know as far as the machine language is concerned, and it strictly talks about ones and zeros. Okay, so the first advantage is that what? The first advantage is that can be executed very fast. Why this is executed very fast? Because मैंने बताया था user language रहता है, that has to be converted into machine level language. लेकिन अगर मेरी language ही अगर machine level language की है, so do I require translator? No, I do not require translator. अगर मेरा कोड ही मैंने machine language में लिखा है, so I do not require translator. I do not require. So whatever the execution will be done, that will be done fast without the help of translator. लेकिन अगर मेरे पास machine language नहीं है, I am using C language, then I should have a translator which will convert that user language into the machine language. So that translating from the user language into the machine language will require time. That's why the execution time will be more. Okay, so the first advantage is that the time required to execute the instructions are fast in the machine language. Now the limitation. This is one of the one biggest advantage of having the machine language. What are the different limitations we have? It is machine dependent. मैंने जैसे पहले बताया था. This is machine dependent. Okay. So you can do one thing along with me. You can just write down advantages. Write down only one advantage. Can be executed very fast. Write down in the limitation number 1. जहाँ पे भी डाउट आता है मुझे पूछो. Without understanding आगे नहीं जाने का. This is important subject. Each and every concept should be clear. First limitation, machine dependent. As I have told you, depending upon machine to machine, depending upon the configuration of different machines, your machine language may differ. Your opcodes, your operand may differ. Okay. So the limitation is machine dependent. Second, you can write down difficult to program. Difficult to program, why so? Difficult to program. मुझे एडिशन करना है तो मुझे वो 1 zeros का थोड़ी मुझे वो कोड याद होना चाहिए ना. I should not, because अगर मुझे एडिशन करना है then I should know the code for add, the code for subtract. Okay, so it becomes tedious. It becomes tedious. So that's why the second limitation is that difficult to program. Difficult to program. Because we are working in the binary ones and zeros. So it is difficult to program. The third one you can write down. Error prone. Error prone. Error prone का मतलब क्या होता है? Again, अगर कहीं पे भी you have some syntax error, you have some error, it is difficult to pinpoint that particular error. Error. Suppose I have a code. मैंने आपको लिख के दिया था एक code. Suppose like this. I have this code. This is nothing but opcode plus operand. अगर ये 1 का 0 हो गया, don't you think that there is an error? 1 का 0 हो गया या फिर 0 का 1 हो गया, then there is an error occurring at that particular location. Then it is difficult to identify the error. That is the main. Error prone and difficult to identify. So you can write down the third one is error prone, and fourth one you can write down difficult to modify. Difficult to modify. Why it is difficult to modify? Because unable to pinpoint that particular location where there is an error. Where there is an error. That is the main limitations of using the machine language. Then we'll go to the assembly language. Then we'll go to the assembly language. This is assembly language, or it is called as symbolic language. And you should focus on this, because as far as this subject is concerned, you will be doing the programming in the assembly language. You will be doing the programming in the assembly language. So try to understand this language now. आपके जो भी अभी प्रोग्रामिंग करने वाले हो आप, प्रैक्टिकल सॉफ्टवेयर यूज TASM में, there is a software called as TASM, TASM. तो हम TASM में यूज करेंगे assembly language. And why we have to understand assembly language? There is other reason for that. As far as theoretical theory is concerned, or your theoretical paper is concerned, they will be asking you write down the assembly language program for dash dash dash. For some, the aim may be to add 2 numbers, to subtract 2 numbers, to find the largest of the 5 numbers, okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so they will be writing down, write ALP. ALP stands for assembly language program. They will be writing down, write ALP to find the largest number, find the smallest number, and so on and so forth. So ALP stands for assembly language programming. So assembly language programming is nothing but assembly language, or it is also called as symbolic. So pay attention. We are going to understand this assembly language programming now. Now there was a drawback in the machine language that we have to remember ones and zeros, and it is difficult for the person to remember all ones and zeros. Okay, which is understood by the machine. So we have to develop something which is familiar to the user. So we have developed alphanumeric number, alphanumeric number, or alphanumeric symbol. That is why it is called as symbolic language also. Symbol, or we also call that alphanumeric symbol as, this is important, mnemonics. Mnemonics. You can write down this. Assembly language program consists of alphanumeric symbol, which is also called as mnemonics. ये mnemonic बहुत important है. ये mnemonic is very important. Mnemonic code. I will give you an example now. I will give you an example. जैसे मशीन कोड में मैंने आपको बताया था, अगर मुझे ऐड करना है तो ऐड के लिए फॉर एग्जांपल 00 है, सब्ट्रैक्शन के लिए फॉर एग्जांपल 01 है, मल्टीप्लिकेशन के लिए फॉर एग्जांपल 10 है, और डिवीजन के लिए फॉर एग्जांपल 11 है. So these are called as numbers in the machine language, and these are called as symbols, or it is called as alphanumeric, or it is called as mnemonics. Mnemonics. M is silent. M is silent. तो स्पेलिंग क्या है इसका? MEMONICS, जिसमें M साइलेंट है, बोलते समय हम बोलेंगे mnemonics. Mnemonics. So in this case, I am not going to use numbers, but I am going to use alphanumeric. I am going to use alphanumeric. तो मैं जब इंस्ट्रक्शन लिखूंगा ना, तो मैं 00 नहीं लिखूंगा, मैं डायरेक्ट लिखूंगा ADD. सब्ट्रैक्शन के लिए मैं 01 नहीं लिखूंगा, मैं लिखूंगा SUB. मल्टीप्लीकेशन के लिए मैं लिखूंगा MUL, और डिवीजन के लिए लिखूंगा मैं DIV. So don't you think this ADD, SUB, MUL, DIV is familiar to us? हमको समझ में आता है इसका क्या मतलब है? Because I am writing in the alphanumeric. Instead of say, as a whole you should say alphanumeric, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सिर्फ मैंने अल्फाबेट से ही लिया है. Okay? But some of the instructions we are using alphanumeric, जिसमें हम numbers भी use करते हैं. Okay? So instead of remembering ones and zeros, it is easy for me to remember these alphanumeric symbols. So these are called as alphanumeric symbols. And in the assembly language program, we say these alphanumeric symbols as mnemonics. Okay. So next thing, अभी ये तो हो गया ऑपकोड के बारे में. ऑपरेंड के बारे में क्या? ऑपरेंड में हम क्या करते थे मशीन लैंग्वेज में? वही, अगर मुझे ए और बी को ऐड करना है तो ए का मुझे लोकेशन चाहिए, मुझे बी का लोकेशन चाहिए. ए का लोकेशन सपोज 001, बी का लोकेशन सपोज 110. अभी ये भी याद करने की जरूरत है कि इसमें सिंबॉलिक में नो, असेंबली लैंग्वेज में ये याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज इट इज अ टीडियस जॉब. सो आई कैन डायरेक्टली राइट डाउन इन द ऑपरेंड एज A, B. तो मेरा इंस्ट्रक्शन क्या बन गया? मेरा इंस्ट्रक्शन बना है ADD A, B. मेरा इंस्ट्रक्शन बना है ADD A, B. मेरा इंस्ट्रक्शन बना है A, B. Now here A is a variable. Suppose A is equals to 9 and B is equals to suppose 1. A is equals to 9, B is equals to 1. If I want to add A, B, that means A is a variable. The 9 is stored into A and your 1 is stored into B. So when you execute this program, this line, you will get addition of A and B as 10, 1, 0. Or if it is hexadecimal, it will be A. Okay. So what I meant to say that in the assembly language programming, directly the instruction can be written as ADD A, B. ADD A, B. So no need to remember the addresses कहाँ पे A है, कहाँ पे B है. Directly by using the address in the form of, don't you think the address is also in the form of alphanumeric instead of numeric address in the machine language? Okay. Yes, so that is why your assembly language program is little bit easier to understand by the user, because instead of using the numbers, we are using the alphanumeric symbols. That is why you should say these as mnemonics. Now और एक बात है, मैं जब mnemonics की बात करता हूँ तो you should say these operations, opcode as the mnemonics. You should not say A and B are also the mnemonics. They are the part of the mnemonics, but the main mnemonics are your opcode, your operations जो तुम करने वाले. Okay, and they are called as variables. A and B are called as variables. So जब हम instructions देखेंगे, हम पढ़ेंगे instruction set क्या होता है, तब हमको और ज़्यादा clear होगा. That time it will be more clear. Okay, is it clear? Shall we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there comes the concept of assembler. आपके syllabus में ये भी है, assembler क्या है? So you should know the assembler. Again it is easy now. जैसे मैंने बताया था ट्रांसलेटर, मुझे अगर चाइनीज नहीं आती है और दूसरे चाइनीज को मराठी नहीं आती है, now there is a translator which will convert Chinese into Marathi and vice versa. Similarly there is a box. I am using assembly language programming, ALP. Ultimately I am interested in machine language, or you should say machine language programming, that is in the form of ones and zeros, there has to be something which will convert your assembly language program into machine level language program. Then that is called as assembler. That is called as assembler. Assembler, assem stands for assembly language. Assem stands for assembly language. So converting your assembly language program into ones and zeros is the task of a assembler. So what is assembler? It is a software that translates an assembly language program into an equivalent machine language program of a computer. So you can write down. It is a software that translates an assembly language program into an equivalent machine language program of a computer. Then write down advantage.
सर एक बार रिपीट करें.
हाँ ठीक है, मैं बता रहा हूँ. It is a software that translates. असेंबलर कुछ ऐसा डिवाइस नहीं होता है, मैंने दिखाने के लिए बॉक्स में बनाया, ऐसा कुछ डिवाइस नहीं. इट इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर. एंड दैट इज द पैकेज अवेलेबल इन द असेंबली लैंग्वेज. असेंबली लैंग्वेज में पैकेज ही होता है असेंबलर का. सो इट इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर दैट ट्रांसलेट्स एन असेंबली लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम into an equivalent machine language program of a computer. And you can draw this diagram. Here you will write down ALP stands for assembly language program. Assembler converting into machine language program, that is MLP. Now write down the advantages now. First one, the advantages of assembly language program. The first one is easier to understand and use. Obviously it is easier to understand and use. Example लिखो, ADD, MUL, SUB, DIV. ये मुझे समझ में आता है. एडिशन हो रहा है, मल्टीप्लिकेशन हो रहा है, सब्ट्रैक्शन हो रहा है, डिवीजन हो रहा है. So that is easier to understand and use. The second one, फटाफट लिखो. Second one is easier to locate and correct error. अभी सपोज मैंने प्रोग्राम लिखा, यहाँ पे ध्यान दो पहले. सपोज मैंने प्रोग्राम लिखा 5 लाइन का, मैंने इसको रन किया. मेरे कंप्यूटर ने मुझे पता है कि देयर इज एरर एट लाइन नंबर 3. सो नाउ लाइन नंबर 3 के पास जाने के बाद मुझे समझ में आएगा कि एरर कहाँ पे. लेकिन वही अगर मशीन लैंग्वेज में सपोज ऐसा कुछ लिखा रहता तो मुझे थोड़ी समझ में आएगा कि एक्चुअली एरर क्या है, बिकॉज दिस इज 1010. So it is a tedious one. It will take time for me to locate the error and correct the error, rectify. So if I am running the program and if the computer is giving me then that there is an error at line number 3, I am able to locate that error and I am going to rectify the error. So second point यही है, easier to locate and correct the error. Write down. Second point, easier to locate and correct the error. और थर्ड, easier to modify. अगर मुझे प्रोग्राम में कुछ मॉडिफिकेशन करना है मैं कर सकता हूँ आराम से, क्योंकि वो 10 की जो झंझट है उससे मैं बाहर निकल के आया हूँ. आई विल बी एबल टू मॉडिफाई. जैसे मुझे कुछ मॉडिफिकेशन करना है तो आई कैन डू द मॉडिफाई. इसका मतलब क्या है, आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल. अगर ये 5 लाइन्स है और ये 5 लाइन्स में मैं आई एम डूइंग द टास्क ऑफ एडिशन, और मुझे ये होने के बाद मुझे सब्ट्रैक्शन करना है, तो मुझे पूरे लाइन्स को चेंज थोड़ी करना है. मुझे 1-2 लाइन्स को चेंज करना पड़ेगा बस, या फिर एक ही लाइन को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. जहाँ पे मैंने ADD यूज किया होगा वहां पे मुझे SUB करना है. तो नाउ इनिशियली आई वाज यूजिंग दिस लाइन to carry out the addition. Now with the little bit of modification I will be able to do the subtraction. So that is the meaning of that. The fourth one you can write down, easy address to remember. क्योंकि मैंने एक नंबर ए में डाल दिया, दूसरा नंबर बी में डाल दिया, मुझे सिर्फ वो वेरिएबल्स को कॉल करना है और मुझे एडिशन करना है. So that is the meaning that easy address to remember. You can say easy address or you can say the variables to remember, because I am putting the numbers into that variable and carrying out the instruction. Now write down the limitation. Write down the limitation. Again, it is machine dependent. Machine dependent है. So now it also depends upon, अगर even though I am using the assembly language program in one of the machine, it might happen. It might happen. I am not saying all the time, but it might happen if I'm using the same line or same line of code in some other machine, it might not work. It might not work because it is machine dependent. This is not happening all the time. I am saying the chances are there. Chances are there because it is machine dependent. Okay, it is machine dependent. So the first one is machine dependent. Second, you can write down knowledge of hardware required. Knowledge of hardware required. Example, एग्जाम्पल लिखो इसी पॉइंट में, नॉलेज ऑफ हार्डवेयर रिक्वायर्ड, उसी में लिखो एग्जाम्पल, इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट ऑफ हाउ मेनी बिट्स कॉमा, इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट ऑफ हाउ मेनी बिट्स कॉमा, इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट ऑफ हाउ मेनी बिट्स कॉमा, एड्रेस साइज, एड्रेस साइज, एड्रेस साइज एक्सेट्रा etc. Now what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? इसका मतलब यही होता है कि if I am using a hardware, I should know that what is the instruction set, कितने bit का instruction है. So for time being, you just understand as far as 8086 is concerned or some other microprocessor 8085, they have their own instruction set. कितने bit का instruction है, 16 bit का instruction है या फिर 8 bit का instruction है. Now depending upon what processor you are using, your instruction set size will differ. Similarly, आपको पता है 8086 is 20 bit of address और 8085 में you have 16 bit of address. So what I mean to say that depending upon the address size, depending upon the instruction set size, okay, I should have the knowledge of that कि ये पर्टिकुलर मशीन में कौन सा प्रोसेसर यूज किया है. बिकॉज 8 बिट का इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट आई कैनॉट राइट डाउन इन 16 बिट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट, 16 बिट का इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट आई कैनॉट राइट डाउन इन 8 बिट ऑफ. So before writing down the assembly language program into the computer, I should have the knowledge that it supports which processor, 8085 or 8086. तो ये हम जब आगे में ये सब करने वाले हैं, तो आपको सिर्फ टाइम बिंग इतना याद रखना है कि what is the concept of instruction set, what is the concept of address size, you should know this. अगर हमको ये नॉलेज नहीं है ना, हम इंस्ट्रक्शंस नहीं लिख सकते, बिकॉज मुझे पता होना चाहिए. मुझे क्या पता होना चाहिए? नाउ कम टू एन एग्जांपल. नाउ 8086 आपको पता है कि वो 16 बिट का है, इसका मतलब आपको पता है वो डेटा साइज उसकी 16 बिट है, तो इसका मतलब है कि मैक्सिमम 16 बिट वो यूज कर सकता है. दूसरी बात, आपको पता है कि वो 20 बिट का एड्रेस साइज है उसका, इसका मतलब 2 to the power of 20, यानी फिजिकल एड्रेस, ये जो फिजिकल एड्रेस है वो कितने साइज का वो उसको एक्सेस कर सकता है? 1 मेगाबाइट. 1 मेगाबाइट. ओके, सो मुझे अगर ये सब नॉलेज है, देन ओनली आई विल बी एबल टू राइट डाउन द इंस्ट्रक्शंस, द प्रोग्राम, द कोड. अगर ये नॉलेज नहीं है तो आई वोंट बी एबल टू राइट डाउन द प्रोग्राम. देयर माइट बी सम प्रॉब्लम, देयर माइट बी सम एरर. सो आई शुड नो द हार्डवेयर. I should know the language, the knowledge of hardware which I am using to write down the instructions. That is the meaning of this. Is it clear to everyone? Shall we proceed further? Now write down the last one, high level language. Now write down the last one, high level language. High level language. High level language. शॉर्ट में बोलते हैं इसको HLL. HLL. अभी हमने देखा वंस एंड जीरोस में हमने बात की, उसके बाद हमने निमोनिक्स की बात की. अभी और क्या बाकी है? There is something now more. There is something more which is called as a high level language. Now this high level language, the best example is your C or C++. they will come under the high level language. Now, why they are called as high level language? Why they are called as high level language? Write down, all of you write down. High level language HLL heading दे दो, उसके बाद में लिखो in high level language, no knowledge of internal structure, no knowledge of internal structure of computer is required. No knowledge of internal structure of computer is required. Therefore, continue. Therefore, it enables programmer to write instruction. Therefore, it enables programmer to write instructions using English words. And familiar mathematical symbols and expression. You take an example of C language. Okay. So, अगर मुझे लिखना है, if A is greater than B, then carry out this. Else carry out this. Can I say this is an English language like something? Okay, in which there is no symbols. Okay, this is a simple English sentence. You can say if A greater than B, then ये execute करो. अगर A greater than B नहीं है, तो else ये execute करो. So can I say this is like a high level language? Because I have overcome from machine language to symbolic assembly language. Again, I am doing some modification so that it will be more familiar with the programmer. More familiar with the program means, जैसे मैं day to day life में मैं English words use करता हूँ, या फिर some familiar mathematical symbols use करता हूँ, या फिर कुछ expressions use करता हूँ. The same thing I should be able to use in the program itself. So don't you think this is little bit very much familiar to me as compared with the symbolic as well as with the machine language? Machine language तो out of question ही है, इसको तो छोड़ ही दो. लेकिन something related with this symbolic, this is more familiar to me, this is more closer to me. So the language, the programmer, if it is writing down the instructions using the English words and familiar mathematical symbols and expressions, then it is called as a high level language. And the best example is C++ language. The best example is C++ language. And the example is this, the simple example. If A greater than B, then ये execute करो, 2 लाइन execute करो. अगर ये बड़ा नहीं है, तो ये 2 लाइन execute करो, खत्म. The simple understanding. But अगर यही मुझे assembly language में करना है, तो it is not simple. I have to stick to the rules and the regulations and the syntax governed by the assembly language programming. और अगर मशीन लेवल की बात है, तो ये तो फिर बहुत बड़ा रहेगा. Then it will be more tedious now. Now again, आप लोगों ने लिखा. Shall I rub this part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now again the same thing. I want something in the box that will convert HLL into MLP. Ultimate goal 1s and 0s में चाहिए, because यही तो वो कंप्यूटर को पता है, मशीन को पता है, binary is 1s and 0s. So there should be something which will convert this high level language into this, and this is called as compiler. Compiler. इसलिए जिन लोगों ने C++ किया होगा, उन्होंने compiler भी पढ़ा होगा. They should know what is the compiler. Okay, so you can write down that translates HLL program into equivalent MLP. That translates a HLL program into its equivalent machine language program. Now this compiler will do what exactly? Will do what? What it will do? It will compile. It will compile. C-O-M-P-I-L-E, compile. It will compile a set of. It will compile a set of machine language. You can write down along with me. It will compile a set of machine language instructions. Language instructions for every program, for every program instruction, in high level language. तो कंपाइलर क्या कर रहा है? ये तो ट्रांसलेट तो कर रहा है इन शॉर्ट, लेकिन एक्चुअली वो क्या कर रहा है? इट विल कंपाइल अ सेट ऑफ मशीन लैंग्वेज इंस्ट्रक्शन फॉर एवरी प्रोग्राम इंस्ट्रक्शन रिटर्न इन HLL. तो आप जब हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में प्रोग्राम लिखते हो, सपोज हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में मेरा प्रोग्राम 5 लाइन का है, ओके, सो इट विल कंपाइल into a machine language. It will compile into a machine language. So that compile word is important. So every instruction, मेरे कितने इंस्ट्रक्शन है इसमें? 5. So the set of 5 instructions form a program. Set of 5 instructions form a program. Now every instruction will be converted into machine language. Every instruction will convert into machine language. Every instruction will convert into machine language. So actually I am compiling. So always remember, compiler or compile will be only associated with high level language. Assembler will be only associated with assembly language program. Okay, इधर का उधर का इधर नहीं करना है, इधर का उधर नहीं करना. Okay, is it clear now? There is one more concept, 1 or 2 more concepts are there. Shall I rub this part?
Yes, sir.
There is one more, 2 or 3 concepts are there associated with this. वो भी हमको करना जरूरी है, so that this concept will be more clear. वो concept है linker. What do you mean by linker? ये सब याद रखो, ये हम assembly language program में सब करने वाले हैं. लिंकर बोलो, या फिर इसको और एक बोल सकते हैं हम, ब्रैकेट में लिखो मॉड्यूलर प्रोग्रामिंग. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, ऑल ऑफ यू पे अटेंशन. लिंकर लिखो, ब्रैकेट में मॉड्यूलर प्रोग्रामिंग लिखो, और बाद में यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, यू शुड नो दिस. सी, इफ दिस इज योर मेन प्रोग्राम, ये मेन प्रोग्राम में कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस है विच आर डूइंग एडिशन, कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शन है विच आर डूइंग सब्ट्रैक्शन, कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शन है विच आर डूइंग मल्टीप्लीकेशन, और कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शन है विच इज डूइंग डिवीजन. ओके, नाउ अभी ये प्रोग्राम में कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शन एडिशन, सब्ट्रैक्शन, मल्टीप्लिकेशन, डिवीजन, और भी इसके लिए जैसा कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन है, वो भी उसमें भी कुछ एडिशन है, कुछ सब्ट्रैक्शन कर रहा है, कुछ मल्टीप्लिकेशन कर रहा है. तो व्हाट वी कैन डू वन थिंग, वी इंस्टेड ऑफ executing all the instruction lines one by one, it will take time to execute all the instructions, to execute all the instructions. So what we can do, we can write down the small program. We can have a small program which will do only addition. There is a small program which will do the only subtraction. There is some small program which will do the multiplication, and there is small program which will do the division. And whenever you have to do some addition, you call this subprogram. Whenever you have to do the subtraction, call this subprogram. If you have to do the multiplication, call this subprogram. And if you have to do the division, call this subprogram. So what I mean to say that this is your main program. This is your main program, but this main program consists of many small programs. So instead of writing down the instructions to carry out those particular operations, it is better to call that particular subprogram to carry out the instruction. Okay, इसका मतलब क्या है, ये पार्स लाइन यहाँ पे लिखने के बजाय यू कॉल द एडिशन, then it will execute and that it will give the answer. Instead of writing down the 5 lines for subtraction, you call the subtraction subprogram. Instead of writing down the 7 multiplication program, you call to the multiplication program. Okay, so what in short what I'm doing, I am making the modules. I am making the modules. So the large software storing all the lines of program code. अभी ये मेरी lines of program code है. Okay, in a single source file. Now this is called as source file. This is called as source file. The main program is called as a source file. Okay, now this source file, whenever I'm calling the subprogram, this subprogram is actually nothing but the small modules, and they are called as object program files. They are called as object program files. So you have a source file, you have an object program file. You have a source file, you have an object program file. And what is the object program file? These are the small modules or the subprograms. These are the subprograms or modules. So what is the linker now doing? Linker क्या कर रहा है? The linker program or the software is used to properly combine all the object programs files or the modules, okay, from the source file. Because source file में जो कुछ लगना है वही हमको सब फाइल में से लेना है. जो हमको सोर्स फाइल में लगने वाला है वही हम मॉड्यूल में से लेने वाले. अगर ये सोर्स फाइल में मेरे सिर्फ एडिशन और मल्टीप्लिकेशन है तो आई वोंट बी यूजिंग सबट्रैक्शन, I won't be using division. I will be only using addition and multiplication. Okay. So what I meant to say that linker जो होता है, that what it will link? It will link your object program files to the source file. It will link object program files which are called as a modular files or the modules to the source file. Okay. So just write down 2 sentences on this. For a large software, write down fast. For a large software, storing all the lines of program code, for a large software, storing all the lines of program code in a single source file, will be difficult task. I'm repeating again. For a large software, storing all the lines of program code in a single source file will be a difficult task. Therefore, linker program, bracket में लिखो, linker program is nothing but the software. Therefore, the linker program software is used to properly combine all the object program files. Bracket में लिखो modules and to create the final executable program bracket में लिखो load module. इसका क्या मतलब है? See here now. इसका मतलब है you have a source file, okay, that is linked with the object program, files. Okay, so linker program will properly combine all the object program files modules to create the executable program file. तो देखो क्या है, source file, object program file, then executable program file. ओके, तो लिंकर का क्या काम है? आपके सोर्स फाइल किस में लिखा है? हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में लिखा है. ओके, लिंकर क्या कर रहा है, कन्वर्टिंग इनटू ऑब्जेक्ट प्रोग्राम and then it is converted into the executable program. Then this executable program file is loaded into the memory. It is loaded into the memory. क्योंकि मेरा जब executable बोले तो now the program, the code, the program is ready to be executed, क्योंकि मैं डायरेक्ट सोर्स फाइल को एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर सकता हूँ. So that's why I have to convert into the object program file then to a executable program file. Executable का मतलब होता है कि now the program file is ready to be executed, and this when the file is ready, the program is ready to be executed, then it is loaded into the memory. Which memory? Code memory. It is loaded into the code memory. Okay, so the executable program file is also called as a load module. It is called as a load module because your program file is ready to be executed. That is the meaning of this. I hope you have understood this linker. Okay, so source file is the main file. Using the object program files, you are converting that source file into the executable programmable file. क्योंकि ये source file में क्या होता है, बहुत सारे इंस्ट्रक्शंस लिखे रहते, तो मुझे उसको कट शॉर्ट करना है, तो मैंने मॉड्यूल्स, डिफरेंट मॉड्यूल्स यूज करके उसको कन्वर्ट किया है एग्जीक्यूटेबल प्रोग्राम फाइल में, और ये एग्जीक्यूटेबल प्रोग्राम फाइल लोड होती है आपके कोड मेमोरी में, और वहां पे आपके रेडी है टू एग्जीक्यूट द प्रोग्राम. दैट इज द मीन. ओके, अब एक लास्ट बाकी है, दैट इज इंटरप्रीटर. वो भी लिख डालो, इंटरप्रीटर. दैट इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. इंटरप्रीटर. Write down for the interpreter. It is a high level language translator. अभी ये भी ट्रांसलेटर है, कंपाइलर भी ट्रांसलेटर है, लेकिन दोनों में क्या फर्क है, सी हियर. राइट डाउन, इट इज ए हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज ट्रांसलेटर. फुल स्टॉप. takes one statement of a high level language program, comma, translate it into machine language instruction. Translates it into machine language instruction one by one or line by line. अभी कंपाइलर क्या करता है, पूरा प्रोग्राम को एट अ गो में कन्वर्ट करता है मशीन लैंग्वेज, लेकिन इंटरप्रेटर का क्या काम होता है, वो वन बाय वन लाइन को कन्वर्ट करता है मशीन लैंग्वेज. बोथ आर द ट्रांसलेटर फॉर द हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज. द डिफरेंस इज दैट कंपाइलर विल convert the whole instructions at a go, single go, but here it will take one by one instructions or line by line. Okay, the second you can write down, compiler simply translates the entire source program. The compiler simply translates the entire source program into an object program. ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट है दिस. ये स्टेटमेंट को अंडरलाइन करना है. कौन सा स्टेटमेंट? कंपाइलर सिंपली ट्रांसलेट्स द एंटायर सोर्स प्रोग्राम इनटू एन ऑब्जेक्ट प्रोग्राम एंड आगे लिखो, एंड इज नॉट इन्वॉल्व्ड इन इट्स एग्जीक्यूशन. इन इट्स एग्जीक्यूशन. अब इसका मतलब क्या है? अभी यहाँ पे और एक डिफरेंस है दोनों में, इंटरप्रेटर और ट्रांसलेटर, कंपाइलर में. नाउ इट इज ओनली कंपाइलर. व्हाट कंपाइलर विल डू? इट विल टेक द सोर्स कोड. And it will compile into machine language. So source code and compile. So compile बोलो तो you can say it is converting into an object program. Okay, लेकिन अगर उसको execute करना है, प्रोग्राम को अगर एग्जीक्यूट करना है तो इट हैज टू यूज रन कमांड, यूजिंग रन कमांड, यूजिंग रन कमांड। तो इसका मतलब क्या है, कंपाइलर विल ओनली will compile the source code into the machine language program, or it will convert the source code, it will convert the source code to object program, object program। ऑब्जेक्ट प्रोग्राम होने के बाद एग्जीक्यूशन नहीं करता कंपाइलर, सिर्फ यही काम करता है। सो यू कैन पुट दिस इनटू अ बॉक्स। तो कंपाइलर का काम सिर्फ ये है। अगर ये होने के बाद उसको एग्जीक्यूट करना है तो उसको रन कमांड करके ही उसको एग्जीक्यूट करना है। तो कंपाइलर का सिर्फ काम क्या है, इन शॉर्ट, इट विल कन्वर्ट इनटू मशीन लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम, MLL, और the source code will be converted into the object program. Okay, then from object program to the executable program, it is done only by the run command, and execution is not part of the compiler. एग्जीक्यूशन का पार्ट नहीं है कंपाइलर का। कंपाइलर का काम यही है कि टू ट्रांसलेट द एंटायर सोर्स प्रोग्राम इनटू ऑब्जेक्ट प्रोग्राम, सोर्स प्रोग्राम इनटू ऑब्जेक्ट प्रोग्राम, बस यही काम है कंपाइलर का। एग्जीक्यूशन करना अगर है तो अलग से उसको रन कमांड करके एग्जीक्यूट करना है। अभी इंटरप्रीटर का क्या काम है, इंटरप्रीटर इंटरप्रीटर क्या कर रहा है, इट विल कंपाइल and run together, compile and run together, compile and run together. So that is the main difference, compiler and interpreter. So such type of question can be asked in the Viva, so you should be able to know this. Interpreter will compile as well as run, and compiler will only compile, or it will convert the source code into the object code. Execution will be done by using the run command separately, that is not part of the compiler. लेकिन इंटरप्रेटर का क्या है, it will compile as well as run. So this is super dominating over the compiler as far as high level language is concerned. Okay, but most of the time we go with the compiler, because when you convert the source code into the object code, and if there is some error, we can just rectify here before you execute the program. लेकिन यहाँ पे भी हमको अगर कुछ सिंटैक्स एरर आता तो दिखता है, ओके, ऐसा नहीं कि इसमें नहीं दिखता, इसमें भी दिखता है, but this is more easier to compile before you do the execution, so that is the meaning of this, So do you have any questions, any queries you have? We have end up with the first module. We have completed the first module. In the first module we have seen what is a computer, what is a microcontroller, what is a microprocessor. We have seen the examples of that. What are the difference of that? We have seen in detail the block diagram. We have even tried to understand the concept of CPU as a CPU, that is a microprocessor. Okay, and even we have seen the applications. Then we have seen the, what do you mean by the computer languages? How many type of computer languages are there? We have 3 languages, that is machine level language, then we have assembly language, then we have high level language. We have seen in the machine level language, it is in the form of ones and zeros. We have seen we do not require the translator because it is the only the final ones and zeros, so no translator is required. Then we have gone with we have seen the advantages and limitations in the machine language. Then we have gone with the assembly language program. We have understood that it is alphanumeric symbols. It is also called as a mnemonics. Okay, so mnemonics is nothing but the opcodes. Operand is the variable where you have where you have stored the data which has to be added. Okay, then we have seen the addition, we have seen the example of that, and we have seen the limitations and the advantages of assembly language. Then we have gone with the high level language. We have seen this is more friendly to the user, the programmer, because the day-to-day English words and the familiar mathematical expressions can be used in the high level language. Then to translate your high level language into the machine level language, we are using the compiler as well as the interpreter. Even we have seen the use of the linker. What is the significance of using the linker? Link करता है वो. Okay, the linker, compiler and the interpreter are associated with the high level language, and your assembler is associated with the assembly level language programming. So as far as this particular subject is concerned, we are more will more concentrate on the assembly language program. Okay, we will not go with the C level language program or the high level language program. We will go with the assembly level language program. And why this is also important assembly language program? Because in the theoretical exam, the questions are asked to write down the assembly language program, to do the addition of two numbers, to subtract two numbers, to find the greatest number, to find the smallest number, to uh, to uh, sort the given numbers into the ascending order, to sort the given numbers into the descending order, and so on and so forth. So that's why assembly language program is important. With this, we have completed with the first module. In the next lecture, we will start with the second module, that is 8086. So before you go with 806, I just want you to just go through what is 8086, okay? And we'll start with the architecture of 8086. Do you have any doubt till now? Any questions, any queries, please ask. Otherwise, Parmeshwari is there, she will take the attendance.
हेलो,
हाँ परमेश्वरी, अटेंडेंस हो गया क्या? लेने का है, ले लो.
लेना है सर, कॉल आउट करना.
हाँ ठीक है, ले लो.
मनीष, कुछ आइडिया कौन कौन एब्सेंट है?
मैम 2 ही एब्सेंट है ना, तो देखना पड़ेगा, 1 मिनट.
अभी देखो 74 है, 74 में से मैं और परमेश्वरी गए, यानी 72.
मींस
4
4
जन absent है.
पीपल एब्सेंट रहेंगे.
हाँ 4 लोग
एक
absent है ना.
दिशिका,
हाँ दिशिका.
रोल, और अभी 3. 1 सेकंड,
या मैं कॉल आउट करूं?
कॉल आउट कर लो मैम, देखना पड़ेगा.
आंसर रोल कॉल स्टूडेंट्स 1. कोई